Here's a little before and after video with OG and his progress so far with training. This is him when he first enters the building. He is with us due to some reactivity and aggression concerns. The owner has had several incidences with him where he's either bit or went after people and dogs, and she just doesn't really have the ability to control such a high power, high drive dog. So that's what our focus is going to be on. You can see here is a clip of him reacting to some dogs, and then we get into play. So the focus for the last couple weeks of training with him has primarily been on developing our play and getting him to the point where he can follow the rules of the play appropriately while still having fun and having a good outlet for his high levels of arousal. So now you can see here the owner has come back for a training session after a couple weeks of us having OG, and now she's working him through some of the obedience protocols and training that we have done with him. You can see much better control both verbally and physically on the leash with OG throughout the training session.
On this one, I want you to test him a bit, like kind of do a couple fake.
Prior to the training, OG really didn't have an out command. He wouldn't leave the toy alone. If she threw the toy or moved it, he would go to bite the toy from her hand. So we just set a lot of boundaries and impulse control around the play while still keeping things fun and exciting for OG. This is translated super well to his behavior in public and around previous triggers around dogs, people, and public settings. He's no longer reacting impulsively, not trying to lunge out or pull on the leash to get to people and dogs, and he understands the communication both verbally and with the tools that we have been using. So controlling him has been far easier and much more reliable.
And
So
you can either
see
say
the
okay
owner
and
is
send
going
him
through
to
the
it, or you can go
obedience,
pick it up
tossing the ball away from him while he maintains a downstay. Relatively simple obedience stuff, but prior to our training, OG wouldn't have been able to handle this stuff very well. And so it's really good to see his impulse control and his owner be able to have that impulse control with him. Is very, very good. This is a good clip of him healing around the toy here. So you can see this was pretty difficult at first. We had to use some high-level e-collar corrections to break the focus off the toy during the healing process. So as we're healing around the toy, if he went to lunge for it, we'd use a high-level e-collar correction to stop that behavior, let him know that that's inappropriate in the moment,
and then when you're ready,
continue healing with him, and then we can release him to the reward once we give him permission. So again, just being able to control that prey drive and arousal in this way is super important. And then here you can see me discuss the usage of the e-collar. As I had mentioned in that last clip, we went to some pretty high levels here to break his focus off the toy to make sure he's not pulling out to go towards it.
I tapped it a couple
Not even really
again. I
breaking
had to
the
turn it up,
focus,
though,
just getting him to understand the difference between the obedience
he seems to be consistently
break
around
to go
that
with the toy,
65,
right? If
75
he's
right now
half
with
focused
you,
on the
and it's
obedience
just
and
because
half
he's
focused on the
excited,
toy, we don't really
some
have him in the
high-energy
mindset
stuff.
that we want him in. So
Good,
again, a
now
couple
say
high-level corrections when he went for the toy is what resolved this. And now you can see he's walking nicely with the owner, at which point she will be able to release and reward him with either the
that
toy
higher level with
or
him is not
affection,
uncommon.
whatever
And
she
I may
chooses
even
here.
put
So
him on a higher power.
again, this level of control wouldn't have been possible without the training we've done the last couple weeks. And as we continue to work with him over the next few weeks that we have him, we will do more of this in different, more distracting settings. But as I said, we've had him out a ton and he's been doing great. So there's an update for everybody.